forget to change my mic when I switch. Oopsies. Yeah, sorry about that. We had some technical difficulties because been a minute since I streamed on YouTube. I almost forgot how it works. Oh, Nico, what the fuck did you do to this paper, dude? Why is there ink all over it? Oh, there she goes. Anyways, welcome to the much... This has been the most postponed series ever. Welcome to the much anticipated third episode of Learning to Draw with Professor GULO. Today, it's gonna be relatively short. There's not too much material to go over. Today I'm gonna be teaching you how to flesh out your form. And what I mean by that is literally sticking some flesh onto your stick figures, or not really stick figures, but really rough forms that I taught you how to draw before. Like the ones, let me see if I can find them here. These guys. This, you could be buff. Get a little meat on that. Why not? Slap some meat on there. It's meat time, you guys. And I love me some meat. But yeah, I'm gonna show you guys how to get some meat on them bones. It's relatively easy if you followed how to do your lines. But let's get into this shit. But first, as always, we need to warm up first, and that's what I have up here right now. Of course, we're gonna be warming up with line of action. This is my favorite tool to use. I think it's very, very useful. I don't quite remember the time intervals that I had you guys do last time. I think last time we did 30 seconds? 30-second intervals? 30 seconds? Yeah, that sounds about right. Today we're gonna take it nice and slow and do minute sketches. Like I said before, and I will continue to say, when you're warming up, you don't want to... Please do not focus too much on fine details. Those will come much later. The more sketchy and sloppy, I feel like the more warmed up you get. You're gonna get all your hand all heated up. Also, I feel like I'm I'm so bad. I stretched today. Also, I followed my own advice finally, but I feel like I might be getting arthritis because if I stretch my hand one way, it just hurts. I don't know what it is. It's like I can feel the bone wanting to die. So I think we're gonna be a-okay. Alrighty. So same. Different settings as before. Let's start with doing teen and adult poses this time, and again we're gonna do both male and female, and covered only models because I don't want to get banned. But yeah, we'll take it nice and slow. 60 seconds for each pose, and I think we're gonna do this. I think we'll do about like 5 poses. Why not? I think 5 is a good number. Let's do it! I probably should have counted down. But let's get right into it. You can, for multiple people in a pose, you can just focus on one person. That's what I'm gonna do. If you have time, then you can go ahead and focus on the other one. But for now, just one person at a time. And this is a pose that I absolutely love. Especially, like, this is what I'm talking about. If you want to get something in motion, just fucking take a snapshot of actual athletes in motion. Don't try to over rely on stock poses. Because stock poses are really good for static poses. I don't think that they're very good for action-oriented ones, just because you can clearly see when somebody's just posing and when somebody's actually performing an action. Oh. Very easy pose. I like this one. You can very clearly see all the weight on that front leg there. I just like all poses. That's it. I'll say it. I just think poses are neat. I did debate doing some work as a model at one point. I just think it'd be very fun. But then I don't know why. I kind of get uncomfortable at the thought of like getting naked in front of people, because you'd have to get naked. But like I've been naked in public before because I used to live in Japan, and as you know, they have public baths there, and you just get naked in front of everybody, and nobody really gives a shit. But I feel like the difference there is like nobody gives a shit in a public bathhouse, but everybody's staring at you and drawing you in like an art class, a model session. I don't know, it just feels weird. Very exposing. I could never. All the models I've worked with so far are very fantastic. Just great people. Awesome models too. Like I won't shut the fuck up about this one guy, but he did some crazy fucking poses, and I am thoroughly impressed because he held them for like way longer than he should have. Because I know a lot of people don't ever like consider, or sometimes you don't consider it because it's like it's so weird, but models have to hold those poses. Like, and it kind of depends on like the pose that they're doing. If it's like on one foot, fucking doing a flamingo pose, like it can take its toll on somebody. So that's why you can't really like expect them to do like super fabulous poses for like hours on end. It's just not fair to them. Like, that's just torture at that point. But yeah, I hope when it's safe, that you guys will consider at least trying it out, because I don't know what it is. It's you get better pictures when you work with actual models, I feel. Just because like you can actually physically see them there. I don't know, it's weird. It's really weird. Ooh, look at that fucking A pose. Let's go, baby. Ooh. First burp of the stream. Let's go, baby. Yeah, I wanted to start this early, like A, because I had to postpone it yesterday, and B, I also have to cook dinner tonight. I always have to cook dinner. It sucks having to care for myself. I don't want to anymore. I just wish I could eat one big meal, be like a reptile and eat one big meal a week, and then just sleep for the rest of it. That sounds like a fucking amazing experience. Except for the not being able to emit your own body heat part. I kind of don't like that part. But everything else is cool. That was our 5th pose, but let's go ahead and do one more. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it tonight, you guys. And like I said, these are really sloppy, so don't worry about it too much if your like sketches are overlapping with each other. These aren't gonna be like your masterpieces. These are just to get you ready for the lesson. You guys, how excited are you for the Twitter generated VTuber design? Because I'm extremely excited for that. I'm already getting ideas, but I can't get ahead of myself. Because, Sire, you went fucking nuts. And I really appreciate it. You went nuts on the prompt, man. Let's see here. I made this leg a little too short. And also, remember, okay, I think that's where we're going to end it. But let me finish my thought, because I'm a good teacher. Um, well, like I said, do not be afraid to draw over anything. I still encourage people, when you're practicing drawing like this or when you're doing a lesson like this, to draw with a pen or like anything that you can't erase, because that way you can have permanent marks. I don't know, I just think it's very good because you can start getting used to making marks that you don't want. Used to seeing marks that you don't want, so like, I don't know, it's weird. It'll train your brain to like make the marks that you do want over the ones that you don't want, or like the ones that you don't want to like erase, if that makes any sense. So here are our warm-ups. Very good warm-ups. Thank you. Let me go ahead and show you guys mine if you can't see it. Let me drag this up. I can't wait to see everybody's warm-up drawings and everybody's like lesson drawings. It's my favorite part. It's my favorite part of these. I'm warm too. I am warm as well. But yeah, here are my poses. They're not all gonna be winners. This first one definitely is not a winner. I don't like it. I don't like it, but you know, you get the good with the bad. Oh, hey Bargain, don't worry. We just warmed up a little bit. It's not too late. We're just about to get into the meat of everything. So do not be discouraged. You're still free to join us. So yeah, here are our warm-ups. It's me with the glasses because I'm a professor. Alrighty. I didn't really prepare anything for this because I feel like it's very self-explanatory. So let me pull up a good pose. Let's see. Let's go to. Ooh, hold on. I have a very good picture for this. Hold on. Where is she? 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 Which one is it? Hold on. I need to find out her name first, actually. Can I search Google for this image? Yes, I sure can. Images, please. Go to images. I'm so fucking upset that I forgot what her name was. I swear to God, I'm not gonna finish this unless I figure out what her name is. Let's see. Shiho Yoshimura. So this is Shiho Yoshimura, and I've been obsessed with her since I was in high school, because look at her. I don't even watch volleyball, but I think she's wonderful. And I think she's a very good, all of her poses in action are very good for studying. So let me go here and here. Me too. There's another picture. Oh no, wait. Let me put in this picture too, because this is a fabulous fucking like pose, and I can't pass it up because it's so perfect for practicing. All right, so let's start with this one. So there's one more picture that I want to pull up here. It's boring. This one's gonna be a boring picture. Let me see. Not Among Us. Please, God, I don't want to see human Among Us. I'm also going to pull... Ooh, I really like this one. This is not required. You do not need to learn this, but I think it is very good information and a very good visual. Let me see here. I really like this one. Just because I think it looks kind of funny. So these are, this is a diagram of the human, the muscles of the human body. And this, no, not a bogus. This is what we will be, not referencing, but keeping in mind when we flesh out our body. Let's see here. You don't need to do not need to memorize all of this at all. But if you notice here, I know, look at this shit. Tree trunks. But if you notice here, humans are not flat. The body is not flat. As much as I wish it were, it's not. I just want to be worm. But yeah, it is, you just need to remember, I think this is a very good, a very good thing to remember, if anything. Everything is, it's not exactly parallel like this. So if you do an arm like this, that's not how arm do. That is not how arm do. It's gonna look weird. Like, if you do an entire thing of this, it's very fun for comedy purposes. I do this shit all the time when I draw monkey. But it just looks kind of weird. Oh, I can't delete it, but you know what I mean? It looks like snow. Like a snowman. So keep in mind, it's kind of an abstract thing to say about this, but every push has a pull. So everything is interlocking. It's more like this rather than, you know, snowman over here. Go more for like, what should I call this? It's more like interlocking. Everything is interlocking. So since you have your shoulder here and the start of your arm here, another arm here. Actually, it's a little weird. You know what I mean? Very, very bad at explaining. But yeah, especially going back to when we did this, when I was referring to this as like the bean or like the flour sack, I think. Yeah, braids. Braids is a really good thing to kind of compare it to. Kind of like the bean example that I was using, except on a smaller scale. It's very interlocking. So let's go ahead, and now that we have this in our brains, we have it referenced, let's start on this pose. So right now, let's just do a really quick sketch of this. Right off the bat, I can see a very clear line of action. She's kind of going this way, then this way, and then this way. 3 lines of actions. So we'll start with this, kind of at an angle. Very big curve. Curve. And another curve going this way for her legs. Let's go ahead and build on top of that. We just got her head. This is gonna be very rough. We'll go in and patch it up. I swear we will. Gotta remember, this big circle is where your brain is. This is your cranium. And then your face is actually a separate plane off of that. If you see it on here, see? It's a separate plane. I didn't even know that when I started drawing. I just thought, oh, head one big head just one big circle. Circle. Let's get her neck in there. Looks like her shoulders are kind of sloping. Oh, this is kind of weird. I think let's go like that. Yeah, it's a curved line more or less. Curved line. There's her rib cage, kind of jutting out like that. She's pressing her her chest out. I was gonna say breasticles, but I don't know, it felt dirty. I can't disrespect her. She'll kill me. Put her back in. The buttocks. And roughen her legs. And I'll start with the thigh, just because that's where the line of action is starting from. And then do that funny little just line back that I usually do for my roughs, and then a little triangle for her feet. I know you can't really see the feet here. Yeah. I know you can't really see the feet here. You don't have to draw it, but if you'd like to take a crack at it, you can always kind of take a wild guess as to how it would look. I feel like she would have them maybe outward like this at rest. Or if you want to go crazy, she could have them like pointing up like that, but from how I'm seeing it, it looks like she might have them just outward. And there's your foot. And since we're going there, let's add in some arms. And like I said, we make it real rough. This is arm. This is how arm do. Just, they're like little lines of actions. Yeah, I dare you to draw the fucking feet. These are basically like lines of actions on their own. You can follow the shoulder if you'd like. I'm just I'm gonna follow the shoulder. I think that's a good midway point. And like I said, when you're drawing the arm, always make note of this little empty space in between the arms and the back there. I think that'll give you a really good kind of estimate of how the arm should look and what angle it should be at. And this is going to be a little tricky because there's a little bit of foreshortening happening here. It's not extreme, but it's very, very subtle. Let's see here, and then I just put a little circle for her, for she hand, and I'm just gonna round it all off with just a little bean to bring it all together. And here we go. This is a good drawing too, because you only have to worry about one arm. Why worry about two when you can just do one? Am I right? Find yourself some shortcuts. If you draw an anime girl with two eyes, guess what? You can cover up that other eye with hair. No problem. Because that's what I sure fucking did in middle school. Shortcuts. Adapt, overcome, survive. I'm pretty sure I said that wrong, but you get the gist. Alright, so from here, we are going to begin fleshing her out. Like I said, you just want to keep in mind how muscle work. This one's a little kind of very hard for me to explain. But basically, off of this rough shape, you can start kind of filling in with the really subtle lines. So I'm gonna go ahead and start. Ooh, where should I start? You can start at whatever you'd like. I'm gonna start with the bottoms half here. So I'm just gonna go into it with a little bit of a darker color just so I can see what I'm doing. We'll start rounding this off a little bit. And I can see that there's a little curve right here. So let me go ahead and put these curving. You really just want to follow the lines of the body as you're observing it. And once you practice enough by observing poses and all that, then it'll just become second nature to you, and you can start doing, like, you can make up poses on your own. Listen! I do like bottom. But there are certain lines that you do, certain lines that matter, and certain lines that don't really matter. So say like, if this is my second pass at fleshing out, I do not need to worry about all of these fucking wrinkles. These can go fuck themselves. We don't care about that. We just care about how the form looks right now. So I'm just gonna put in the thigh and round it off to the knee. And you can see this line right here. I love... It's not a fetish thing. I just like drawing that kind of line. I don't know. It's a very good pose. Shut up about it. And this is actually, I believe, how she's sitting. Her calf is coming outward, kind of like this, beneath her thigh. So we'll kind of follow that. And the shin, pretty easy. It's just going to be a straight line. You know how your shin is. Ooh, that brings me to a really good point. If you ever get confused as to how a body part should be drawn, yeah, exactly. Wait, what? Exactly. Yes. But if you ever get confused as to how a body part works, just look at your own body. Keep a mirror around if you'd like. It's. I know it's really like obvious, but it's very helpful actually. You won't God, you won't imagine, like, you can't comprehend the amount of times I just sit and stare at my hand as a reference for something. Because once you do it with your body, even like if you can't see that body part, but like kind of replicate the pose, you'll get a feel for it and you'll be like, yeah, okay, I see how that works. Art's very weird. So, this foot, since the calf is going this way outside the foot's actually going to be over the bottom. And we'll just put funny little lines here. Exactly! That's literally... I have had... God. Like, artists do it all the time, like illustrators especially. You can just take pictures of yourself, like, as reference photos if you can't find something, like, super specific. And it's super, super helpful. There we go. And over here, this is the ball of your foot, this is your heel. So there's kind of two shapes here. Oh yeah, and if it really helps you, you can, draw shapes and stuff over it, so you can kind of get a feel out for how things work. I really recommend, I super duper recommend, I can't say it enough, draw over your lines, especially if you're going to do shapes like this. If you draw over it, look at that, you can see where the curve is and you can just follow off that line. Let me actually do that for her chest here. I already know that, like, the skeleton, I mean, basically is the shape for it, but she's got titties. So let's do a circle here for her breasts. She's got two of them. And remember, titties are not circles. They are teardrops. They are teardrops. I can't can't stress it enough. I'm very tired of just seeing bungalahungas that are just straight. It looks like a kid stuffed a fucking, like, air-filled balloon in this shirt. It's very funny. Very funny to look at. But yeah, she's got teardrop shapes on her chest. And always remember to account for, like, the shape of the body. So this is gonna look like this, while this one looks kind of like wider and flatter. There you go. And we'll do one big kind of like mass for the rest of her chest. And I feel like, hold on, let me zoom this out. Also, really good tip. If you feel like something might be wrong, try taking a step back from your drawing. Like if you're drawing on a piece of paper, like pin it up to a wall and then take a step back. Because you'd be surprised by how much something looks different from far away. So her leg looks really fucking weird, so I'm gonna go ahead and adjust that. I think it should look a little bit more like this. I think. Maybe? Hold on, let me measure this shit real quick. Hold on. Oh, I made her leg too long. Accidents happen. I made her leg a little too long. I feel like they're a little bit more at an angle than they should be. So let me go ahead and fix that up too. There you go. I feel like that looks a little less weird. But we'll come back to it. We will come back to it. Actually, no. I'm very finicky. Alright. We'll come back to this. I just want to focus on her chest right now. Don't take that out of context. Just realized what that sounded like. So now let's do the curve of her back. I kind of exaggerated it a little bit, but I think it makes it look really good. A very active pose. Don't be afraid to exaggerate. Like I said, exaggeration is very good. It makes very subtle lines look very expressive and emotive. Let's go ahead and draw that second leg there. I know I didn't rough it in, but I'm just gonna kind of... God, why does this look wrong to me? Why does this look wrong? I think maybe it's because the foot is in front of... Maybe her foot's actually behind her butt. Her foot was behind her butt. Yep, I was wrong. I admit it. I was not correct. But her calf is in front of her thighs. That I know for sure. Because that's just how legs work. Really weird, but that's how it works. So there's her second leg there. I kind of drew a straight line because it looks like her knees kind of go more geometric. I feel like that's just how kneecap work. Let's see here. There's your breasticles. Let's move on to the shoulders and arms. So right now you can see like a little dip right here. So let me actually finish up drawing the rest of this here. And actually, let me go into the face because I feel like I can get a lot of information. It's a lot of going back and forth to shit. You'll get used to it. But let me measure out something right here. So this is her chest. And it looks like there's a little bit of space between her, where her chin starts and where her chest starts. So I think I have, I should get a little bit more of an angle on here. Don't be afraid to rotate your paper or whatever else you're drawing on. Rotation and like flipping, super helpful. If you just look at your drawing from all different angles, you'll kind of like get a feel for like, that's why something looked wrong. So yeah, so there's a little bit of space there. So I'm actually going to angle her face up a little bit more from my skeleton. I think that should give me the shape that I want. It do! Excellent. So let's go ahead and get our face shapes in there. So this is her mouth mess. I'll just start with like a line for the mouth. Measuring here. I think her nose should be right about here. Just a little net line for the nose as well. Her nose kind of angles up a little bit. So we'll kind of try to add that in. And to roughen the eyes, her face isn't at a complete profile, so I want to keep in mind of that. So I'm just going to do another like couple of lines right here so you can so that there is a what's the word, an indication that this is not at a complete profile side shot. And then from there we can kind of measure the eyes and put the second one there. And I just like to do like these little like what is this? I think this is less than. I don't know. Either way, however you're facing your model, these are going to be less than signs, and then sometimes if you're doing this way, that'll be like greater than signs. But like these little arrows, I think these are really good for just like really rough idea. And remember guys, this is only a fucking second pass. We still have a lot more to go. So, because I know how facial structures are, her ears aren't going to be shown, but you know where they are. It's going to be from the bottom of her nose to the, I think, I'm measuring my own face, to the top of her eyebrows. And her ears are going to be smack dab right here, right off the face plane. And now I think we have a really good grasp of where her arm should be. So she has wide fucking shoulders. So looks like there's a little space right here, and then the arm starts proper. So we'll just take that in consideration, put a little bit of space there. And then let's do a couple of shapes here. There's a big circle for, kind of oblong circle for her, or oblong circle also known as an oval for her arm here. I think this is a good starting point. So let's go ahead. This sleeve, or lack of sleeve, or lack thereof, as I should say, is actually really good for measuring. So I'm actually going to follow that as I'm looking and use that as my starting point for the arm, and then just bring my way over. Kind of looks like this muscle is a little bit, I think that muscle is in front of this one. I think I took a life drawing class. So this one should be in front of this one, so just kind of like put a little indication of it. Don't worry if it's rough. Like I said, this is only going to be your second pass. We're going to draw on top of this again. And then just go down to the elbow. That's going to be your point there. And again, follow that right down to the beginning of your palm. And for the other side, this line right here kind of like sticks out more. So that just is an indication that it's in front of that arm. So let's go ahead and put that in. Here we go. Very subtle little bump there. And then to finish it all off, I'll put this. Ooh, that's a rough looking arm now that I'm looking at it. That's a rough looking arm now that I'm looking at it. Hold on, I'll fix this. Because I'm used to doing it like really fast. Let me actually do this, and then what is the shape here? That is not the same shape. Let's see. I think maybe I was wrong. I get spacing confused sometimes. I think maybe it's supposed to be this way. Oh yeah, there is a little bit of foreshortening there. The trick that I usually do is kind of use these rings here to help me get focused. So let me adjust this just a little bit. That's why that shape doesn't completely match up. It's because I kind of exaggerated that bend to her back, but I think that's still looks pretty good. I don't mind it. I think it looks nice. And so from here, let's get started on the dreaded hand. Everybody approaches hands in different ways. Here's how I approach it. I kind of just take in consideration the general shape of the hand. So hand's gonna, let's see. Hands to me are kind of like, what is that shape? Kind of like a square rhombus thing. More of a rhombus. I'm gonna go with rhombus. I think that's a good shape. So let's go ahead and stick our rhombus right here. Always looking at the pose as I'm doing it. And that's gonna be her palm. And I kind of tend to bunch the fingers up first before, because it makes more sense to me that these are a unit first before they are separated. But like I said, you can approach this in your own way. This is just how I do it. And this is why sometimes you'll see in my drawings, I think you'll see it in my model. Yeah, so let me see. Here's some free thighs for you, but most importantly, you can see how I draw hands. Sometimes I get a little lazy and I won't even separate the hands. I'll just draw them as one unit. I usually only do that with the middle finger and the ring finger just because it's a little less, it's not as an expressive, they're not as expressive as like the pinky and the pointer finger and the thumb. As kind of weird, but that's just how I think of things. So from here, I'm just going to make little funny little what are these, ovals? And just kind of like reference off of here. These aren't like super complicated. This is a hand from far away. It's a hand as part of a body. So I tend to only do 2 of these. And you can see here that it's kind of, I don't know, I like to think of it as like kind of like a fan. So let's start with the second one. I'm actually gonna bunch up as I tend to. Going to bunch up. Oh no, my glasses. Hold on. There you go. It's bothering me. I'm gonna group together the ring finger and the middle finger. And then the pinky is just gonna hang out by itself. Lonely pinky. And hair is a whole nother fucking mess. Hair really is a fucking mess. So, how should I show you guys how to do hair? So hair is kind of weird. I like to think of it as you don't need to focus on like separate lines, because like that'll take forever and it usually doesn't look as good as you want it to look. So instead of looking at thinking of hair as lines, try to think of it as clumps, like sections of hair. There's just a different clump, and you can just kind of go to town with it, really. So here her hair is like super curly, so we'll just do lots of like clumpy curls. I don't know why it helped me so much, but I really recommend looking at pictures of animals to practice hair, because with them you can clearly see like clumps, like shapes, rather than lines. Because really everything is just a shape. These are just a little bit more squiggly shapes. So let me move her down so we can get into some hair. Hair, baby! So like I said, I'm just gonna do little clumps. Cute little curls. They're probably really her hair's probably curly in this because she's all sweaty. That's what happened. a clump. Big clump. And there we go. We have our second pass. Time to go over it a third time. I'm gonna make a new layer for this. I'll keep the same opacity just so I can keep on par. I'm just gonna go over with a little bit of a darker color. Needless to say, smart idea to start light and then go slowly transition to dark. I think that's a good color. Yeah, let's go with that. So now you can kind of focus more on like really tiny details. Finally, you can get into the subtleties, the real subtleties. So I'm gonna start with her face because I really like working on the face. So she has very almond eyes. So I'm gonna start with like, she's kind of got more of an arch like this. And I tend to really, going back to our faces lesson, I tend to really just kind of focus on the top lash and kind of put an indication of a bottom, but you really don't need it. And it looks like she's looking intently up, so let's just kind of scroll in. And remember, well, you can't really see it here just because of what kind of shape her eyes are, but eyes are convex. Convex? Yes, convex. So I'm just gonna put a little indication that yes, these eyeballs are round. Don't be afraid to like draw a circle here just to remind yourself. I'm gonna go ahead and draw her pupil and a little eyebrow right above that. This is where GULO goes wacky and doesn't talk for hours because she's focused. She's got a really round nose, really cute button nose. So to kind of get an idea, I'm just gonna draw two circles. One's gonna be like the outermost, and this is going to be like the curve inside. So let's go ahead and put those guys in. So kind of like this and like this, and then you just bring it all together. Got this little line, that's the bridge of the nose, curve over, and then I don't know why, but I think it's makes more sense to me to just stop right here and then start a new line going kind of that way and then curving upward for her nostril. There you go. Very hard to see. Let me kind of get rid of some of these guidelines here so you can see her nose a little bit better. I don't know what it is about like sketches, but they just make everything look better. I think it's just because it's so messy that like you can't see like the bits that you did fuck up. There's a nose! We got a nose, ladies and gents! Alright, now we're gonna go on to the lips. So she's kind of got a really intense look on her face. So let's go ahead and do this guy right here. I'm gonna draw a little, not a scowl, but like kind of a like pout. She's kind of pouting here. And just kind of do a thick line for the lips. I kind of don't want to get too detailed on that. Like fucking Instagram girls, they'd probably go wild and go, oh, look at that. Nah, just be. She does look so happy. Yeah. It's a far away face, so you don't gotta like go too wild with it. And her bottom lip's gonna go like that, kind of like a separate I don't know, separate thing. More of an angle like that. And there's curve to her chin. There we go. And I'm just gonna put a little shadow right here, just so you can see the depth of her lips. I am only gonna put an indication of a plane right here because this is all one plane. Sometimes you don't really realize it because, like, I don't know, it doesn't seem like it when you look at it, but it's all one plane. So I don't like to, like, draw this. Right? I think maybe I have her face out a little too far. So I'm just gonna adjust that real quick. There we go. That looks better. Look at that. Oh, and I almost forgot. Let's do this here. So like I said, from the forehead you go into the eyebrows. And those just follow the same line. It'll just be at a different angle. From the eyebrows, you go deep into the eye socket. That's where your skull is. That's where there's holes in your skull, for your eyeball. And I'll just put it really rough. That's her eye. And from here you can just make little adjustments. The cheekies, yeah, and then there's a little bit of a cheek. Her face is a little bit more sloped, so there's not too much cheekage going on. But yeah, put a little bit of the cheek, because the cheek goes like this. You can keep those lines in there if you want, but yeah, those are your cheeks. It kind of depends, like oof. It depends on the person's facial structure, but sometimes you'll get a really pronounced cheek, sometimes you'll get a really like sharp cheek, and sometimes like this you'll get a sloped cheek. I know after looking at myself in the mirror for fucking forever, I know I have the same thing as her. I have a very sloped cheek, so you won't really see it when you're looking at me from kind of an angle. I'll leave her hair alone for now. Let's go back into here and we'll draw some clothes on her. Clothes are weird. I still haven't completely figured out how to draw them. But like I said, kind of do your best and follow the lines. Obviously, like, wrinkles will react to certain things, so kind of like here she's gripping onto her jersey, so it's gonna be more wrinkly over here than over here where her chest is puffed out and there's like kind of not too much tension, and there's plenty of tension over here, so there's gonna be a lot of wrinkles following that region. And she's kind of got her shoulders up, so of course there's going to be a couple of wrinkles here. My advice on wrinkles, if you haven't completely gotten cloth down, don't overdo it. I don't know how I render leather. I barely ever render leather. But yeah, don't overdo it. It's gonna look weird. It's gonna look really, really rough. I'm gonna erase a little bit of this. Whoops. There we go. Go ahead and just follow this, like I said before. This just goes around so there's barely any really, wrinkles, and then get into Wrinkle City, fucking over here. You can closely follow the wrinkles here, but I feel like you're just gonna I get confused looking at it, so I kind of don't want to. So I'll just look at it to get a general sense of how what direction the wrinkles are gonna go in, and just kind of base it on that. There we go. And then here, I have some beef with anime. So this is how cloth works. Cloth is draped over the body. Cloth, unless it is like latex or something, is not gonna closely fit to the tits. If you have something loose like this, as you can see, it's gonna go downward. So it's like, it's a tablecloth, right? Or what's a good kind of like covering? I don't know. Just cover something in cloth and like see how it reacts to it, because there's gravity. The unless you suck out the air inside, it's not gonna grip onto the tits. It's gonna flow downward because that's how gravity works. So for her front side here, we're not gonna do this. We're not. I mean, you can. I'm just gonna judge you. But don't let my opinion deter you from pronouncing them titties. Maybe. I don't know. Drawing detailed booba is fun. So, why not just get rid of the middleman? If you want to draw booba, just don't draw a shirt. So, you can see that it is kind of sticking onto her. Not like super bad, but you can see that there's a shape, probably just because the shirt is a little tight there. But even if it's a tight shirt, it's going to kind of flatten the tits more than just kind of grip around them. So let's go ahead and do this. There's a shirt. There's your jersey. And I guess I'll do a little fold right here, why not? Bam. Bam. Let's see here, and we'll go down to the shorts. I really like doing these. I don't know why. I just really like. I guess I have a leg fetish because I don't know what it is. I think it's really fun rendering leg parts. I'm not your grandma's teacher. I'll say boobas. So, very tight on the ass. Tight on the ass just because, like, how her pose is, but a lot of slack over here. So there's more wrinkles over here, of course. So we'll go ahead. And this kind of just curves around a little bit. So we'll just curve it around the butt. With some wrinkles in that bad boy. Call it a day. They are really fun to draw. I love drawing backs that have like a lot of muscles and then also have like the butt dimples, and like I just think it's really fun to draw. Oh, and she's got little socks on. Let's do those. I have those on right now. They're just comfy and nice. And I'm just gonna, I don't want to draw shoes. Shoes are a beast in and of themselves, so let's just say that she just got socks on and she just kind of want to, she don't feel like wearing shoes today. And it's from the third pass. I think our hair is fucking phenomenal. I'm not gonna mess with it too much. I'm just gonna go over it so it's dark. It's from here where you can start making, you can start kind of like erasing and shit, so you can get rid of some stuff and start making it look more like a cohesive drawing. So let's go ahead and get rid of all those guidelines that you slaved over. Actually, you know what? I slaved over those fucking guidelines. I'm just gonna color it with white. I know! It's so fun to draw! I'm just gonna color this in white so I can still say I have those lines there. Did I just fucking... Did I get rid of all those fucking things? I think I did. I got rid of all those wrinkles that I drew over there. Wrinkle, wrinkle, wrinkle. There we go. God save the guidelines. I even did a little bit of a... I love drawing this too. Just like the really like little bump to the tummy. I just think those are great. I think the human body is awesome. That's all I have to say on that. I think the human body is awesome. It's so fun to draw. Oh shit, I forgot the hands. Never mind. Let's go back to the hands real quick. I always forget the hands because I don't want to think about them. These are really easy though. So there's just a little bump. That's gonna be the palm. Let's see. And then this just goes straight. Oh fuck. Come on. There we go. And it's literally just kind of tracing on top. Think of these the same way that you think of the arm, except on a smaller scale. So separate the middle and ring fingers. I always think of the hands as kind of like a fan. They're not separate pieces of themselves. They're all connected to the palm. I feel like that's a good way to think about it. And there you go. You got a fucking hand right there. What's what GULO show off about? What would that be, huh? Like, look at me, I can draw hands. It's not even that detailed. Let's see here. Alright, going back to getting rid of the guidelines. It's kinda... You can keep some of your lines too. Like, you don't have to get rid of like all your guidelines if like they serve a purpose within the drawing. Like if they kind of accidentally ended up looking like muscle indicators, fuck it, keep it. That's awesome. There we go. I think I'm gonna keep, because I'm gonna keep this little line right here because I think it looks like Musou. Oh. And here we go. I'm not gonna go to him on the armpit. I feel like that's a little, it's really, that's dangerous territory right there. Buzz buzz. Yeah, exactly. Do that there. Oh boy, you guys, I can't wait to do color theory. It's gonna be so fun. I love color theory so much. An ooh burp, where I burp and go ooh. I just put my mouth on an O. I'll worry about that later. I just realized I wanted to add some more some more detail to the foot. Good. Get rid of some of this right here. If you want to go like super, if you really want to go into it, can erase some of your lines where you know that the light's gonna hit it, and that'll give it the illusion of like light hitting it. Hitting the form, I mean. And I think it's really cool. You get a really cool effect out of it. No, I used my burp as a counter shield. Hold on. Just had to check my phone for something. And here we can just do some final touch-ups. Are you kidding me? Did I? Well, I erased the rest of them, but no biggie. I guess I'll just fucking... whatever. I'm over it. You can just do some final touch-ups, so I'm just going to add a couple more wrinkles, kind of flesh them out a little bit. Flesh out the ones that I lost and the cleanup. They're hexes. Clean up the hair a little bit. I'll just kind of draw a couple of strands that are like sticking to her face because she's all sweaty. And a little bit of shading. Why not? Put a little bit of cross hatching on there. Call it a day. There we go. Let's kind of do this fold. Let's kind of fold right here, just because I think it looks better than just plain nothing. Some more wrinkles. I'm gonna put a little cross hatching on her face too. Why not? And the feet, we'll just. This is what I wanted to do, is just kind of put the heel over the ball. And wouldn't you fucking know it, we got... Listen! Shut up! I don't have a fetish. I don't. I don't. And look at that, wouldn't you know it? We have drawn a figure fully fleshed out. Look at that. I'm so proud of you guys. I'm so proud of us. Let me just do a little bit more touch-ups here. Oh, it's so good. And if you really want to go the extra mile, we can go over shading just a little bit. Let's just go with some really basic shading. I like to draw a light source first, or kind of like a guide light source. So from here it kind of looks like it looks like there's multiple light sources, but let's just focus on one for right now. Light sources are kind of weird. They're really weird. So let's pretend that this is a spotlight and it's shining on her this way. So you need to think of shadows as kind of like their own masses. And then, like I said, this is going to be a really rough explanation of shadows. So obviously the top parts of the face I like light sources. Imagine needing a light source. Nah, I could go into it raw. But yeah. So obviously, anything closer to the light source is going to be lighter. So all of this is going to be... I'm just going to leave it white. But everything... What the fuck is that? I'm going to make a new layer. There we go. But I'm just going to go ahead and obviously the face is going to be over your neck. Same thing how it is here. So it's really dark on her neck just because her face is in front of it. It's going to be a shadow over her nose. Little shadow on the back side of her face. We'll put a little shadow here. Just go into it really rough. Do what makes sense to you. From this visual at least. Let's see. Of course, pit's gonna be dark. You have all this mass in front of it. I'm gonna go into light sources a little bit more in detail. I feel like that kind of deserves a video on its own. I'll probably do it with color theory because color theory and gradation go hand in hand. I think this is going to be a little bit darker right here. This is going to be a harsh shadow just because it's really close here, and then this is going to be soft. I feel like this would be kind of harsh too just because it's right next to the lightest part. Kind of work our way over here. You can see in here that there is kind of shade in here just because so much shit is in front of it. Of course, over here, it's gonna be an all shadow behind her. This is gonna be a little shaded. This is gonna be a little shaded. Her knee, the bottom of her legs are gonna be soft shaded because they're not within the light. Kind of glossing over this, but like I said, this deserves a video all its own. Like that, and then under her chin. Just little subtle shadows if you want. This is just it makes me this drawing just makes me want to shade it a little bit. And I just put a shadow behind her. And you can just get rid of the light source when you're done. Yeah, now it's perfect. So, I was planning on doing all three of these poses, but looks like we're a little bit short on time, so we're just gonna do this one and call it a night. I hope all of you, I hope you guys post your work from today on Twitter. Please tag me in it. I want to see what you guys did. I want to see all your guys' good jobs, and I will grade you. Everybody's getting an A. I'll give everybody different A's depending on how I'm feeling about it. Okay? Thank you all so much for joining me for class today, and I'm so sorry this lesson has been a long time coming. It really has. But next time we're gonna do a little a jump. I'm a very proud teacher. We'll do a jump, and we're gonna do a character design exercise. We're gonna be making a Twitter generated VTuber based on prompts that you guys have sent to me. I have a tweet on my account. If you guys want to check it out, where you guys can drop different random attributes, and we'll go through and vote on some of them, and we'll see what we get. Alright, I hope you guys have a great day, and thank you so much for joining me tonight. You guys are all wonderful students, and I'm a very proud professor. Good night, everybody. Bye bye.